All right, guys. Every superhero starts as an ordinary person. Love it. Represent. All right. Every superhero starts as an ordinary person who answers an extraordinary call. Today, after this amazing event with incredible speakers, you are being called to rise, to protect families, build empires, and lead others to greatness. What do superheroes and Primerica representatives have in common? They both show up when families need them the most. They both fight to protect people, and they both refuse to let fear decide their future. During this presentation, we are wanting to remind you that you are not just selling financial services. You have the opportunity to change your life and others. Every superhero has an origin story. Peter Parker was bit by a spider. Bruce Wayne lost his parents. You said yes to Primerica, but why? For Eric and I, it was not just of two people joining Primerica, but of love, hustle, heartbreak, and an unexpected happily ever after that started at a bar. Yes, friends, I met my husband Eric at a bar when I was 21 years old, and let me tell you, I didn't know that the guy buying me a drink that night was going to become my business partner, my husband, my baby daddy, and eventually, my superhero. Moral of the story is always accept free drinks if you feel safe, okay? But seriously, our journey didn't begin with dollar signs or titles. It began with Eric, a Primerica kid, growing up watching his parents build a business that changed lives. While most kids were playing video games, he was watching recruiting appointments, and his bedtime story was the Rule of 72. But like any good superhero movie, he had to go on his own adventure. Football was his first love, teamwork, competition, goal setting. He learned all of that on the field. But after that chapter ended, he went into corporate America only to find out that nothing about it felt free. He had a boss, a ceiling, a cubicle, and worst of all, he missed his promotion that he earned. That was his snapping point, his Thanos moment, which we'll be referencing later. Except instead of wiping out half the universe, he wiped out his boss. And not literally, although I know he thought about it. But that's when he made the decision to come back, not as a kid watching, but as a man building his own legacy in Primerica. Now for me, my story's a little bit different. I didn't grow up in Primerica, but I did grow up in a household that believed in the principles that Primerica teaches. Budgeting, saving, owning your own future. Both my dad and stepdad were entrepreneurs, so that spirit was in me early. I just had no clue what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted freedom, fun, and to never be told I needed to circle back in an email. After college, I became a social worker for the dependency system, and let me tell you, overworked and underpaid is not just a slogan, it was my reality. I loved helping those kids, but the numbers weren't mathing. I worked 70-hour weeks, but made the decision to attend a big event similar to this, which was my Thanos moment. I studied for my life insurance before and after court hearings, and all while studying towards my master's in nonprofit management. What I used to make in 10 years, the Ortiz family made in 2 months. 2 months. Do you know how many court filings and hearings I had to attend just to afford a Target trip back then? Then one day, Yvonne changed everything. She offered me a job as her office manager, and that's when I got a front row seat to this wild, powerful, beautiful business. It gave me the confidence to join Eric full time, to go all in our business, our dream, and our legacy. We decided to build something for our 3 boys where freedom wasn't just an idea, it was a daily lifestyle. Together we hit 300,000 and we became SVPs. Not because we were perfect, but because we said yes to each other and we said yes to this amazing opportunity. We now run a real family business. It's 6 leaders, all with big dreams, big goals, and even bigger personalities. But when we lock it in together, we are unstoppable, and we wouldn't have it any other way. And our dream is to make this type of family business normal at Primerica. Because growing up, I saw the value of what we teach. Our parents helped pay for our college. We both graduated debt-free. My parents started a minor Roth IRA for me when I was 10 with $10,000 in it, which I have not personally put anything additional into this specific account. We set it and forgot it. And I am now seeing the full effects of the Rule of 72, where the account now has 6 figures in it. And Eric's parents built a business that will pass passive income to generations to come. All principles Primerica teaches. We work hard for a good life, and now we believe in our hearts that buy term and invest the difference is not just a strategy, it's a way to set up our kids even better than we had it. So if you've ever doubted yourself or your timing, or if you can do this as a couple, look at us. We met at a bar at 21, and now we're building generational wealth and chasing freedom together. And if we can do it, you can too.
Oh man, that was great. That was great. Guys, I was supposed to flicker on this one while she was going. I'm so sorry, Brittany, but that's our legacy right there, man. That is our family, and that is all of us right there, right? But hey, listen, when it comes to being a superhero or listening to a superhero story, there's always an origin part of that story, right? And in Primerica, it's your why. Your why is your fuel. Now, most people in our company say, man, my why is to make a lot of money. Why? Oh, because I want to retire my parents. Why? Because they came from Haiti, they came from Cuba, they came from, poverty. Why? You always got to boil down what your why is. And when you do that, not only for yourself, and you do it for your agents, now you have something called a purpose-driven agent. And purpose-driven agents are more consistent, right? They're more passionate, they're more resilient. And at the end of the day, when it's raining quitters or it's raining chargebacks or when it's raining, does that happen here? Does that happen here? Has that happened to anybody in this room? Like Andy said, 1 or 2 people, right? Who here has had chargebacks before? Who here has had somebody quit on them? But the winners, that toughens them up. Right? They know that's going to happen, right? And so you have to write your own origin story. Now, not only that, you have to know your superpowers, right? As you know, there is Iron Man. Do you know what his superpower was? Y'all thought it was rich. Y'all thought it was the suit. His superpowers is smart. He was very, very smart. He was a genius. And that genius gave him that wealth, and that wealth bought him that suit, right? And so you have to identify what your superpower is in this business. Hulk has strength, right? What is your superpower? And let me help you out. In our business, we apply those superpowers to you. We have scripts. We have CRM, right? We have presentations. That's your superhero toolkit. If you're like, man, how can I become a superhero? All you have to do is just talk to your upline. All you have to do is just talk to your RVP, and they can guide you on how to becoming your perfect superhero, right? Not only that, listen, you have to master the fundamentals. The fundamentals are everything in our business. Say, master the fundamentals. Say, master the fundamentals. You have to, because that is your cape and that is your shield in this business. And alongside that, you have your extraordinary abilities. Our extraordinary abilities here is our home office staff, right? Is the people that put this on together. This is such an incredible event. Wouldn't you all agree? I think next time, all RVPs, raise your hand. All RVPs, raise your hand. RVPs. Next time, we have to triple in size. Right? Keith Otto is coming. Let's triple in size, because that right there is how you gain more superpowers within your organization. All right? And while you're building an origin story, you have to understand that in this business, right, you're going to have to identify who the villains are, right? Villains in our industry are the ones on the board, man. They're the people, or the people that have injustice, I can't even speak right now, right? Towards life insurance whole life policies. There's so much crap being sold out there on Instagram, Facebook right now that we have to go out there and identify them as villains. Not only that, the employee mindset. That 9 to 5 is not going to thrive, right? We have to build something so we can pass down from generation to generation, right? Against the neglect of middle income families. There's the poor out there, they have the government. They help them out, right? That happens. The wealthy, they have advisors, they have lawyers, they have all that. But 98% of the population is neglected. That's where we come in, right? That's where we come in. There's so much opportunity in doing that. You have unsupportive family and friends. You heard Brynne and speak earlier. I remember when Brendan went over his $100,000 in income, we went out golfing, and on the way back from golfing, his mentor, which happened to be his uncle, called him and said, hey, man, listen, that Primerica thing, just be careful. Have a plan B. Like, dude, this guy made more money than you. If my nephew made more money than me, or my niece made more money, I'll be so excited for them, right? But there are so many people out there that are getting bombarded by unsupportive friends and family that we have to know that those are the villains out there, right? We have to know that whole life companies are taking advantage of our people. Corporate America, investment companies that only invest or talk to the 2% of the population, right? Here's a huge one right there. Low self-esteem. I think if you don't identify yourself as a superhero, you'll never become a superhero, right? Listen, the people around you, if they're not building you up to become a superhero, get into another circle, get into another group, right? Because those are the people that are gonna kill you in the long run, right? And you have to understand that in every story, there's a sidekick. Right? There's a sidekick, and sometimes you have to be a sidekick for a given amount of time to become a legend within our company, right? Robin was Batman's sidekick. Robin wasn't always Robin. He eventually became Nightwing, right? Oh, I'm a nerd now? Okay, I guess so, right? I guess so, right? All right. So everyone starts as a learner. If you come in thinking you know everything, you're gonna lose. You have to come in like an open book. Learn everything. True leaders develop other leaders. No, I remember Assad, he came up to me, he said, man, the vision in Primerica isn't to get to Circle of Champions, it's to see how many Circle of champions that you can develop. That's the name of the game, man. It isn't how wealthy you can get, it's how many people have you developed to become wealthy alongside of you, right? That is how you gotta do it. You have to have the vision, you have to have the influence, the accountability. That's the heroic leadership. And lead from the front. We heard that several times today. There's no way that you're supposed to tell your team to do something that you're not willing to do yourself, right? You can't show up early, well, you have to show up early first. You wanna stay late? I have to stay late first. You gotta get your Series 6 license, I gotta get it first, right? So making sure that you do it first, right? And here are the characteristics of a superhero here at Primerica. And you've probably seen them across the stage talking. Everybody who's winning here at Primerica is always excited, no matter what. And let me tell you something, excited and nervous do not go together. You cannot be excitedly nervous, right? Or nervously excited, whatever the case may be. The only way you can overcome being nervous is getting excited. So if you're like, man, I'm nervous to go talk to that girl, get excited to go talk to her, right? I'm nervous to go on stage, get excited that you're gonna be on stage, right? So you gotta be excited, you gotta be super coachable. Our hierarchy is the most coachable hierarchy out there. It's crazy, I'll tell them to show up at 3 o'clock in the morning, they're gonna show up at 3 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna win, guys, we're gonna be better, okay? We're gonna get there. Not only that, but you use initiative. The superhero also focuses on big attendance. Guys, listen, there are so many empty seats here. We gotta focus in here as leaders, packing this room out for the next one, right? You and 5, well, I always say, man, if you're a district leader, you should have minimum 5 people in the room, minimum. If you're a division leader, you should have 7. If you're a regional, you should have 10. If you're a senior regional, you should have 20. RVPs and above, you should have 25 plus, right? Those are the minimums. And you have to know that going into this business, always making sure the room is packed. Getting fully licensed in 90 days. Since when in Primerica did they tell us, get life license and then wait 3 years to get your securities? Get your life license and then get that securities right after. People want to talk about savings more than they want to talk about dying, right? So let's make sure that we're prepared to have that conversation with people, right? Always earlier to practice in games. They self-improve daily, not weekly, not monthly, daily. Not weekly, not monthly, but daily. There we go, now we're awake, I love it, right? And then form your league, form your business. You don't have to recruit everybody, right? I say recruit everybody, but if you feel like this person isn't gonna form well to your league or to your team, you don't have to recruit them, right? Recruit people that are gonna build you up and build them up alongside, right? Alone you go fast, together you go long and you go far. Recruiting the multiples is the mission. Finding a mentor, a coach, right? If you're like, man, I don't have a coach right now, my guy doesn't show up, my upline doesn't, there's so much audio on POL that you can listen to find a mentor, right? I know Charlemagne was talking about, he had Ivan Earl, right? Ivan Earl mentored him from a distance, from audio. Find your audio guy that you can relate to, right? And visualize the dream and visualize a dream team like the Avengers did. Guys, listen, I'm so fired up because this right here is our Avenger squad. These are our Avenger squad, and there are a lot of people that we're missing on this page, right? Brynne came on, she's like, hey, I got the Avengers. Well, I was like, listen, first of all, Iron Man would never hang out with Batman, right? And so you got to understand there's a difference between Marvel and DC, right? And so she didn't know that, but there's a lot of leaders on this board that we're missing out on. But this is our Avengers, man. This is our RVP team. This is our leaders. I know for a fact if somebody tries to jump up on me, I have this squad that has my back. Right? And that is powerful going into business and learning that as well too, right?
In Avengers Endgame, Thanos used the Infinity Gauntlet to snap away half the population with a single act. But the Avengers knew that power used the wrong way could destroy, while power used the right way could save. At Primerica, we don't snap our fingers to eliminate, we snap into action to dominate. And to do that, you must collect your own Infinity Stones, each one representing a piece of the ultimate success formula. So now imagine this, you collected all the stones, your professional reputation, licensing, team building, mindset mastery, skill sharpening, and relentless drive. You snap your fingers not to eliminate, but to activate. And in that snap, your business multiplies, your impact deepens, and the future is never the same. You heard Eric and my Thanos moment. When will be yours? When will you snap and your life changes for the better? So now you have the desire to win. And in this business, the sacrifice is comfort. To earn the soul of success, you must give up what you were for who you're becoming. So let's end up with this. Everybody stand. Here is your daily hero pledge that you can use when you need a reminder of the cape that you wear. I want everyone to give their best superhero pose, whatever that is, and repeat after Eric.
All right, here we go, man. I am a protector of families. I am a builder of leaders. I rise when others hesitate. I lead with courage, integrity, and heart. I conquer rejection and grow stronger every day. I believe in myself and in my mission. I am a Primerica superhero. I am a Primerica superhero. I am a Primerica superhero. And we forgot one. Let's go, Rosie, get that million, baby. See you guys